Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. In this video, I'll be showing you all how to perfectly pair any animations like this. And yeah, we'll be using the new contextual anim scene asset and also some motion warping. You can see you can add any amount of enemies and it will perfectly pair quite well. We will also do some minor detection, how to detect these enemies with some simple line trace. And yeah, hope you guys like the video. Make sure to stay till the end, and yeah, do leave a like and subscribe. Let's dive right into the video. Right, let's begin. So before we begin, for this tutorial, we would like these two plugins. So one is the contextual animation, and the next one will be your motion warping. So ensure that you have these two enabled, and then let's get right into it. So first thing you want to do is let's create our enemy blueprint. So right now it will just be a static character. Open it up. I'm using Manny. And for my animation blueprint, I'll use, let's use Manny itself. In ABP, this one. All right. So I'll just drag this into the level. And yeah, okay. Now that that's done, one thing I want to do is I'll just make my montage first. I think I'll use this one. Yeah. So I'll grab the animations needed and create an anim montage first. Okay. Now just create a new folder here. You want to create a contextual anim scene. Create this underscore, I'll do attack. Open this up, you'll see first thing you require is a roles asset. So just create a new one. You can just, if you don't have one, you can just create a roles asset. To do that, right click and create a data asset. This one. And what you need is contextual anim roles asset. Name is CAR underscore attack. Now let's add our roles. First one, I'll name this player. It's a character. And your capsule size, you can just copy this. If you have kept the default, then no need to change anything. The next role will be for our enemy, and I'll enable his character for this as well. And save, come back to a contextual anim scene and update it with the role. All right. So next thing is this primary role. So once you have updated the role, it should show both. So usually this will be from where you're going to trigger the contextual anim scene. For us, it's from the character blueprint. So I'll choose player. And you can leave everything else as it is. Save. Now what you want to do is create a new anim set. Let's go ahead and do that and open it up. So for the player, we just select both the animation. Movement mode, we can change to flying. I'll tell you soon why. And this will be flying as well. Click OK, and you can see so now you can see both of them are, it's really weird, it's not the right this thing. So inside your roles asset, if you open mesh to component, you will find their what do you say, scale and transform points. So if you see for the enemy, if I click on mesh, it's like -90 and -90 on location and rotation. Let's add that, -90, -90. Same thing with my player as well. You save. Now if I open this up again and reset scene, yeah, as you see. So but it's not fully right. So one thing you want to do is click on the enemy over here, and if you come down in mesh to scene, give it a rotation of 180 on your z-axis and reset the scene. If you see, all right, it's still not. Now we want to take the player, click in the player, and if you go mesh to scene, you want to add, let's say, it's like 50, 60 to your x and reset. Sorry, not x, I think y. Player 0, 60 and resets. I think it will be -60, -60. Reset scene. A bit more, I think. So this is all about adjusting. And if you play, you can see it's still not fine. So probably a bit more. So I'll do something like -180. All right. Another thing why this is not happening properly, I just noticed, is because we don't have our root motions enabled. That is a big thing. Make sure you do that. I had forgot. So make sure you have your root motion enabled for the animations. And let's check now. All right, way better. So I think there's a bit more, -100 should do it. All right, we are getting somewhere now. I think -140 should be right. All right. Okay. All right, this seems good. Another thing we want is the collision. So we want the collision to ignore channels, set it to ignore channels, but it still won't work that way. What you want to do is collision channels here to ignore params. Again, role will be a player, and I'll add world static, world dynamic, and pawn. I can add one more. The role will be your enemy, and save. Add all three. Reset the scene now. You can see that it's now ignoring the capsule collisions. Perfect. All right. Now, what we want to do is open up your enemy blueprint which you created, add a motion warping component, also add a contextual anim scene actor. This one. Compile and save. Now let's open up our third person character and do the same. Let's add a motion warping component and a contextual anim scene actor. All right. So what I want to do is I'll create a new input. I can just duplicate one of these and I'll name it attack. And over here in my mappings, I'll just add one more, and this can be my attack. I'll use my, let's say, left mouse button for it. Okay. Now in my third person character, for now what we are doing is let's just take all the enemies since we only have one. I'll show you later on in this video how we can do a trace, and by that we can do it. And started, what you want to do is contextual. Okay. Get this and type binding. Get no. Okay. You need. Let me see. Start contextual NFC. Make contextual anim scene bindings. This is what you need. Okay. Make map. All right. Binding contextual. Make contextual anim scene binding context. So you need this, and this will be your make map. All right, and from this let's add contextual. Okay, I'm not, give me a moment, I'll just see what is it. All right, this one. Create contextual anim scene bindings, and the scene asset will be your attack. All right, see if I record it. And from params, you can just do make map. All right. So the first one will be our player, and this will be our enemy. So for player, we can just do a self reference. And we, okay, yeah. and then do make contextual anim, create contextual anim scene bindings. You need to do this. Okay, not this, sorry. Make contextual anim scene binding context. Insert this to the actor and this to the return value. For the enemy, what we'll do is do a get all actors of class enemy, and we'll get, let's say, the first one. Get a copy, duplicate your binding context, connect this to the actor and connect this to your enemy. Once you have this, I'll just clear this out, and now you can just do start contextual anim scene, and for your bindings just connect this over here. All right, let's test it. So if I go here, now if I press my left click, you can see they both do their animation, but it's still not totally fully paired. Only if I try to manually place it, it's a good pair. All right. As you see, my camera was acting weird. One thing you can do is take your enemy and inside collision presets, you can make it custom and just custom and make the camera visibility. All right. Now, next thing you want to do is add motion warping to this. So let's do that. So for that, open up your montage and let's say over here, I'll right click inside the notify and add a motion warping notify state. Extend this a bit. Now inside your config, if you extend this warp target name, this will be your player and save. Same goes for your enemy. Just over here, add a notify motion warping and warp target name will be enemy. Same. Now open your contextual anim scene context, and over here, if you come down, you will see this walk point definition. Go ahead, add one. So this will be player. From primary actor, change it to custom, and origin, let's change it to enemy. Add one more. This will be same, enemy, primary actor custom, and this origin can be enemy. I'll just let you know how this works. Once you have set this, just click on update warp points and you'll get a message and just click yes. See, you'll find these warp points. Let's try these in the editor now. All right. So if I press, as you can see, it warped, but it warped too late. That's because it warps over here. Just put this at the start. Same for the enemy, put it at the start. I think that will be more appropriate. Let's test it again. And if I press left click, perfect. From anywhere, if I press, it will attack. But again, it looks good, but it's not too ideal. Like even if I press left click from here, the player will attack. So this is not something we want. So what you can do is, there are multiple ways to approach this. One thing you can do is add a line trace from your third person character, and only, let's say, if the player is visible, then only to do that. Let's try that. So I'll add a new function. This will be my forward trace, and let's do a capsule trace for objects. So actually now, since we have everything on ignore, like if I open my enemy, we have the visibility channel and cameras channel set to ignore. So this might interfere with us. So let's see how, if needed, we can turn on the visibility channel later. So for now, the start position will be your get actor location, and for n, just do a plus get actor forward vector, and you can multiply this. I'll do it a float, let's say by 50, and put this to the end. Radius you can do 10. I'll draw for duration, and in your construction script, just place forward trace, compile. Alright, it's not working, it's only let's go and add it to our event tick. Alright, so as you can see, we have a trace, but the range is too small, so I'll just increase this to, so basically this is your distance, how far you want the enemy, make it something like 200. So let's test it out. Okay, sorry. So I think this distance is fine. What we want to do is next enable the visibility channel for our enemy. You can do block. All right. So it should now trace. Yes, perfect. Now let's go ahead and break your hit result and hit actor. If it's, let's say, VP underscore enemy 1, you want to promote it to a variable, and I think, and if it's false, you can just do this. True. If it's false, you want to set that as null, and even if your cast fails, you want to set that as null. Now inside your event graph where you did the attack function, just delete this get all actors, yeah, and drag in your BPNV, and we will do right click and convert to validated get. If it's valid, then only we are going to do all of these. And for this enemy, connect this. I think it should work fine now. So Press my left click, nothing happens. So now when I'm viewing, and perfect. Nothing happens now. If I'm not viewing, only if the player is in sight, we perform the finisher. I'll just remove the trace for now. Open the RayTrace, and debug duration will be none. So now we can have multiple actors. Let's play. Let's check. Perfect. And if I want to hit him, yeah, that's it. So now you can perfectly incorporate any pad animation you want. It will work very smoothly. And yeah, if you have any questions, any doubts, feel free to comment. I try to answer all my comments if you have any doubts. And yeah, do subscribe and let me know what you want next. Thanks.